Episode number 63. This episode is brought to you by our Career Kickstart program, where we help working mums who are feeling stuck, overwhelmed and frustrated to take the next best step in their career. Figuring out your next career move can be tough, and when you add motherhood into the mix, well, things can get really complicated. So through our program, we help you to move away from being frustrated and overwhelmed to getting to a place where you are loving your work and life. If this sounds good to you, then head over to our website at www.lightboxcoaching.com and find out more information. Hi, you're listening to the Careers Beyond Motherhood podcast with your host, Janine Esbrand. I'm here to help working mums like you to thrive in your careers and in motherhood. I share tips, strategies and inspirational conversations with awesome women to help reduce the struggle in your juggle.
Time for a say, Mummy.
Hello and welcome to the show. It is great to be back with you again today. I have been missing for a few weeks. It's been a busy period. One of the main projects I've been working on is getting our new website up, and it is live, which is so exciting. So if you haven't checked it out already, head over to lightboxcoaching.com and you will see the new website, and I'd love your feedback. So let me know what you think, because I absolutely love it. So today though, we are going to be talking about a topic that I think is important, and one that really came to the forefront for me following a conversation that I had recently. So I'm going to be talking about when you should hire a career coach. And the reason I'm doing that is because I had a conversation with someone which was really impactful, and I'm going to dive into that in a moment. But I thought it would be good to really break down the benefits of working with a coach, what it looks like to work with a coach, and kind of the main things that would come out of it for you, because I acknowledge that as much as I'm in the coaching space and I love coaching, I am a coach, I have a coach, many people have not ever been coached and don't know what it entails and may be thinking about it and be wondering what it might look like. So in this episode, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you might want to consider working with a coach. So recently I went to a kid's birthday party. I took my son to his friend's birthday party, and I was there and got speaking to one of the mums that I had met the previous year at the same little boy's birthday party. So when we had first met and started speaking, she was sharing with me about her concern regarding returning to work. So she had heard about the work that I've been doing to support women returning to work, and she was telling me how she was feeling, and she was saying some things that are really common amongst women who are professionals and who take some time out on maternity leave and then are contemplating their return back. So she was a lawyer in a fairly male-dominated team, and she was just a bit concerned about firstly negotiating flexibility and how her colleagues would view her when she returned on a flexible basis. She was also feeling that her confidence had taken a nosedive. She wasn't feeling like she was going to be able to do the job in the same way that she did before. She was a bit worried about how it would all work and how she'd be able to manage the demands of work and family life. So all very common thoughts and feelings, but ones which can be a little unsettling and get you to a place where you are feeling overwhelmed and stuck and not quite sure about how everything is going to pan out. So when we had a discussion, I asked her if she'd ever considered coaching, and she hadn't. So as a coach, I couldn't help but share the benefits of working with someone and how that could boost her confidence and really help her to prepare for a smooth transition back. So when I saw her again, now I was really keen to hear how things were going. So when I asked her how's work, and her response was things are fantastic, I was delighted, but I was also really surprised because it seemed like such a transition from a year ago when I had spoken to her. So she said that after our discussion and after I introduced her to coaching and what it was all about, she went to her organization and she asked if they would offer coaching and whether they would pay for her to get some coaching. And to her surprise, the organization had already engaged a coach and had one that they sent employees to regularly, but it wasn't well advertised, so she didn't know anything about it before. So the long and the short of it is that she had her coaching sessions. She ended up only needing 3 coaching sessions, and she said that the coach that she worked with was great, and the coaching for her was like magic, because it just changed everything. It completely changed her perspective. It made her feel so much better about everything. And now she is confidently managing her role and the demands of family life, and she's doing well. So I just think that's amazing. Let's think about that for a second. So 1 conversation with me and then 3 coaching sessions with a coach took her from feeling down, defeated, and lacking confidence to feeling amazing and rocking it as a working mum. Like, I absolutely love coaching. I advocate the power of coaching and get excited when I hear from my clients about what a difference going through the coaching process has made for them. So today I really want to break it down, because if you haven't experienced coaching, you won't really understand how it could impact you and make a difference. So let's dive into some of the ways that it can really help and the circumstances where you might want to consider working with somebody. So I'm going to talk about 3 different scenarios where coaching could really benefit you. So first is if you are feeling stuck. So many times people feel stuck in their careers, particularly after a huge life transition. People wonder whether they are on the right path, whether they want to go back to what they were doing before, or if they want to do something completely different. And if they do identify that perhaps they want to do something different, the next question is, well, what else would I do? I have no idea what I would do. So people get really stuck. And what happens is they stay stuck. And that's because your brain works and processes in a similar pattern and way each and every day. So did you know that the average person is said to have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day? And research shows that 95% of those thoughts are repetitive. So 95% of the thoughts that you have today are repeated from the thoughts that you had yesterday. Like, when I heard that stat, my mind was blown. I thought, wow, that is a lot. So that means that you're having the same thoughts and the same cycles of thoughts. So for you to then switch your way of thinking is quite challenging doing it on your own. So one of the really huge benefits of working with a coach is that you will have somebody who can bring a different judgment-free perspective and help you to snap out of that usual train of thought and the way that you think. So sometimes all it takes is a question, somebody to ask you a question that you never thought of before to get you start thinking differently. And that thinking can then have a domino effect and really shift your whole perspective on the situation that you're facing. And so it's really, really powerful and a beautiful process to see someone go from feeling really, really confused to having that light bulb moment. And when you're feeling stuck, having that outside perspective can really help. And the benefit of having that outside perspective from someone who is completely separate from you, someone who's impartial, means that there's no hidden agenda for that person. They're just literally asking you a question and you will come to your own conclusions. For that person, they just want you to go through a process. They're not trying to sway the way that you go or inform your decisions in any way. And that can be the downside sometimes when you confide in friends and family. They have a vested interest. They want to make sure that you're protected. They want to make sure that you do the right thing. And so sometimes they might not always give you the time and the space to really think through what the best option is for you, whereas a coach will allow you to do that. Okay, so number 2 is if you are really lacking clarity on the best way to proceed, working with a coach can also help. So you might be in a position where you know what the next step is for you, you know where you want to go, but then you're not sure where to start. And then the overwhelm can kick in again, because then you think, okay, if I did want to do this huge, career shift, or I wanted to take that leap and ask for that promotion, or I wanted to really get myself out there and start my business, how would I even go about doing that? And when you're stuck in the how would I even go about doing that, sometimes that can make you feel paralyzed and not really move forward. So a coach can help you to map out the best course of action for you and reduce that overwhelm attached to taking a new path and doing something new and putting yourself out there in a different way. So if you work with a coach who is experienced in kind of helping people through this process, they're going to be able to map out how you should approach the next step, how you should approach the plan. Often people will work in 90-day increments and say, okay, let's work on a 90-day plan. What are you going to do for the next 90 days? That's going to help you to move you towards your goal, and then help you to chunk that down so you have manageable tasks that you're going through on a weekly and daily basis that are slowly but surely moving you towards the ultimate goal. And then the other thing is, if you are feeling like there's a lack of support, if you need support and you're not finding it, working with a coach is an incredible way to feel truly supported. As I mentioned earlier, the coach has no hidden agenda and their sole purpose is to be there to support you and help you to move forward. And so when you're working with a coach, you might find that after your coaching sessions, you realize that that's probably the first time in a long time or ever that you truly felt heard and listened to, because the coach is going to provide a safe space for you to open up and just share and go through thought process, speak out loud, say what you want to say without being interrupted, and have a space where you can truly just be open and vulnerable and know that that is not going to go anywhere, that it's not going to be used against you in the future, that nobody's going to have anything to say about it, that you can truly just open up and be yourself. And so it is powerful to have that level of support and know that there's someone who is cheering you on and is giving you the guidance and support that you need to move yourself forward and out of the place that you feel now. So to recap, you might want to consider working with a career coach if you are feeling stuck, if you are lacking clarity about the best way to move towards your new career goal, or whether you feel like you just need some support and some guidance and someone to just be there beside you as you take the path. I have worked with clients who have gone from feeling completely stuck and disheartened to finding roles that are absolutely ideal and have made them feel excited about going to work again. I've worked with clients who have been able to get clear on the type of position that they want within their organization and had the strategy to really go for that and secure it. I've also worked with clients who have wanted to switch industry and had no idea how to network effectively so that they could do the transition and do it well. And I've seen them land job interviews and go on to get into roles that they absolutely love. So I have seen women use coaching to really transform where they are in their careers, and particularly mums who are wanting to continue their careers post-motherhood. It's an honor to work with people in this way. So if you are someone who is considering making some kind of transition or who is feeling a bit stuck and would like some support, then why not head over to my website at lightboxcoaching.com and schedule yourself a career kickstart call. This is a free call where I will help you to clarify what the best next step is for you in your career and what strategies you should be implementing to move closer towards that goal. I would love to support you in this way. I do have limited spots each week. So if you would like one of those calls, I suggest heading over to lightboxcoaching.com now and scheduling yourself some time. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. It has been awesome hanging out with you. If you are loving the show, please do share it with others and head over to iTunes or whichever device or app you're using to listen to this podcast and leave a rating and review. The more ratings and reviews that we get, the more people are able to find this show and join in the conversation. And if you would like to continue this conversation and give some feedback about any of the episodes that you listen to, then why not continue the conversation over on our website? So now that we have our newly designed website, there's an option for you to leave comments below each episode. So go ahead, leave a comment, let us know how you liked the show. Let us know if you have any questions, any thoughts. We would love to hear from you. So head over to the website, lightboxcoaching.com, and do that. Okay, that's all from me today. I will be back again very, very soon, hopefully next week. And until then, look after you and look after your babies. This podcast features music from Ben Sound.